Blizzard is over. It's finally happening. Trust me. This time it's real. No cap. The 251st time that Blizzard is over is gonna be the final time. People are leaving and things are looking bad.
And here we go again. I saw this. It got recommended to me, and I figured I would watch it.
It's gonna be
Here
great.
we go. Let's take a look at it.
If you are a fan of World of Warcraft or Blizzard games in general,
These past few years have been bad.
Yep.
unfortunately, we received some bad news today from inside of the company.
More
on what
bad
is going
news.
on. As most people are well aware of, Blizzard Entertainment is no stranger to bad news, controversy, or just problems occurring behind closed doors.
Yeah.
The company has
True.
really been struggling internally and externally, especially in the PR department, ever since it got all of its lawsuits filed against them due to having a internal frat boy culture, apparently. Just a lot of harassment and discrimination
I
against
feel like frat boy stuff is fine. That's just drinking. It's the touching people without their consent. That's
And
the problem.
farting on them.
female employees. A lot of people left the company because of this. There were walkouts at Blizzard, you name it. And on top of a bunch of lackluster games and releases during that time, Blizzard has really struggled with its image. And unfortunately, those
Man, Reforged was such garbage.
problems
have.
still continue even to this day. But before I talk about what those problems are, real fast, I want to give a quick shout out to Zygor, this channel's sponsor. If you're a WoW player that loves classic Dragonflight, doesn't matter. Zygor is the ultimate guide for leveling, achievements, mount collecting, gold making, you name it. Check it out via the link in the description below. And if you decide to upgrade from the free version one day, use code Nixxiom for 20% off. Just wanted to give a quick shout out to the channel's sponsor, but let's dive into the recent news and the recent malarkey surrounding Blizzard, shall we? So,
Oh, I think this was at BlizzCon. Was it?
No idea.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't really remember.
Didn't they cancel like a bunch of
So
BlizzCons?
several news outlets that follow gaming culture, gaming companies are beginning to report that Blizzard is having a big problem as of recently with losing employees. Now, they certainly lost a lot of employees in the past, but they're really struggling with the problem again. And it has to do primarily with the company's remote working policy that's driving a lot of people away. If you
Well,
don't know
another component to this that people don't really talk about a lot is that there were people that were hired remotely, and it was explicitly stated, or it was understood at least, that they would not have to come into work.
Yeah.
So like these are people that were working for Blizzard, and they live in like Wisconsin or something. So then Blizzard gives them an ultimatum: come and move to California where you're getting paid the same amount of money, but everything else is twice as expensive, and you have to sit in an hour of traffic.
Okay, a hot take time, because most of you are going to be pissed about this, okay? If you are working 100% from home remotely, that means you are not in a high position and you can be replaced at any time. The people who are working remotely, it has, by the way, been proven that the majority of these people, not all, but the majority, over 50%, do less work when they are at home. That is just the simple reality of fact here, okay? If you are doing everything from home, chances are you're not actually doing your best job. That is simply what happens. There have been tons of studies showing it. People have been literally saying this. How many stories have you heard of someone saying, well, I now work from home. I actually don't do anything at all most of the day, and it's absolutely amazing. Yeah, obviously companies are going to try and get rid of this stuff. And the people at the higher positions, they actually, it's way easier to do their job, especially properly, when they are all at one place. Because if you haven't been in this position, then calling people on the phone constantly it just takes something out of you, okay? I don't know what that is, I don't know how to describe it, but constantly being on the phone with someone and then ringing someone again is just, it just takes you out of it. It completely ruins you in a certain way. So yeah.
Fuck that, right? Yeah, there's no way that's going to happen. So, like, I think a lot of people, the perspective on this has been that it's just a lot of lazy WoW developers or Blizzard developers that don't want to go to work.
That's
But the
probably
truth
true.
is that Blizzard had hired people remotely, and now they want them to relocate for the job, even though this wasn't part of the stipulation in the original agreement. So that's what the real fucking issue is. That's worse than any of the other stuff. Wasn't that just hearsay? Didn't remember seeing any proof. I think it is
This is not such a big deal that we need proof. We can easily speculate on this without any proof. It's probably what's happening. Who knows, though? It's a minor thing. You don't need proof for everything in life. Like, this is not something that's gonna break the world if true or if false.
basically hearsay. I feel like, I mean, all these articles are all hearsay.
Yep.
What I'm talking about, earlier in the year, Activision Blizzard implemented a policy that made it mandatory for its employees to work in office at least 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because of the whole coronavirus epidemic, or maybe just work culture has shifted over the years, but a lot of people kind of got comfortable, I think, with just working from home rather than having...
I don't think it's comfortable working from home. So let's go ahead and go through a day in the life of an at-home worker.
The hell is this?
Okay, let's say you have to be at work at 9 a.m., okay?
Okay.
All right, so it is... No. What I'm saying is that it's a lot more than that. Okay, so let me explain. Because obviously people are taking what I'm saying out of context in a way that I clearly did not fucking mean it.
I got no idea what he's talking about.
Saying that people just got used to it implies that there's some form of laziness or complacency to it.
Oh, obviously.
But I don't think there's laziness and complacency to people that want to work from home. I think there's logic. And this is what I'm trying to say. So if you have to work at home,
okay,
you wake up at 8 a.m., okay?
Yep.
Lay in bed until 8:30. Finally get out of bed, make coffee, sit down at desk.
Okay.
It's 8:50.
Okay.
Now you work.
10 minutes early?
Okay?
Bro, you're screwing yourself.
Working time, all right? So this is you, this is like you're working at your job. Okay, it's great. You're working. All right, the day is over now. Okay.
Okay.
It's 5 p.m. Time to stop working. You turn off the PC and go out for dinner.
This is true for some, but this is not real life. It depends on where you work and what kind of person you are. But let's be real. A lot of people are gonna call you after 5 p.m. and ask you, oh, can you tell me this one thing? Oh, can you do this one little thing? And then you're not actually working until 5, you're working until 6. That is also a possibility, and that happens to a lot of people because they're just bad at making boundaries, like most people are at life.
Maybe. Okay, so that's it. You jerk off, you turn off the PC, you go out. Yeah, sure. But yeah, let's say you leave the house, right?
Okay.
That's what I usually do. Okay, so this is what you do if you are an at-home worker. Okay, this is a day in the life of an at-home worker.
Right.
All right. So, and this takes, by the way, this takes usually, how long does it take to turn off the PC? About 5 seconds. Now, a day in the life of an at-office worker.
Okay.
Wake up. It's 6:53 a.m.
If you're a woman, probably.
Okay.
Do the
You
hair.
have to take a shower. Because
People who do not take the shower at night, you're just doing it wrong, okay? That's 100%. You don't take... Who takes showers in the morning? I can't do that. I can only do it at the night, like a normal person. No one should take showers and they start their day. That's barbaric. What's wrong with you?
as you will see other people. All right. This takes, let's say, 20 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Now it's 7, what would it be? 23 p.m. I think, I don't know. It was 13.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
You need to get
Hard.
breakfast,
PM.
but
whatever.
you are late, so you have to get something on the way to work.
But then you're
Minus-
still late.
It's California, $8. Okay?
If we're gonna do something like this, like minus $8, and then blame the company that you work in for you being tardy and constantly late and just bad at making your time, then we might as well just do this. Wake up at 8 a.m. plus depression because you're working from home. Lay in bed until 8:30 plus depression because you're working from home. Like, we already know the facts about the situation. Like, the kids who were schooled from home and had online classes for 2 years, we have now a generation that literally has undeveloped social skills, extra anxieties, and a bunch of other problems because it was done from school, from home. Kids, surprisingly enough, aren't actually that different from adults. We can suffer from the same things. And let's be real, even if this does not apply exactly to you, most likely this still applies to almost everyone you know. That the workplace is the place where you socialize. For a lot of people, the workplace is where you socialize. So, not going to work means you're not seeing people at all. Which is kind of devastating for your morale as a human. And that's a serious issue.
Oh, sorry, AM. Yeah, I'm not used to being awake that early. All right, so now this is minus $8. Then, okay, you finally, you get dressed and finally get out of the house.
Okay.
It's 7:35. You need an hour, 1.5 hours to get to work. Okay? All right. Then
Yo, you know how I went to work? You know when I did that, the classic work stuff. Man, my phone was set to 7:45, and I needed to be at work at 8. The workday started at 8. I wake up, don't eat anything, just do a little bit of that mouthwash, get dressed instantaneously. I'm in the car. 15 minutes, I'm at my workplace. So 5 minutes past 8, I'm going in. And considering I was not trash, no one dared to call me out on the fact that I was late. In fact, you know what I do? I go to my position, I put down my stuff, I say hello to everyone with a smile. You know what I do? I go out and take a 10-minute, 15-minute, or sometimes 20-minute, depends on if there are any interesting subjects to talk about, smoke break. That's how you do it.
you go, you're driving, you get food. Not only minus $8, but also minus 10 minutes. There were a lot of people at the drive-thru. Okay?
That doesn't count.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. And let's see. We're working toward gas money, right? Okay. So
The gas money's though big, honestly.
you're almost out of gas refill time.
Unless the company pays for your gas for some reason.
This is a minus $85. Okay. Accident on highway. Now you're even more late. Finally arrive at office at 9.
You're late, who cares? Just text your boss, there's an accident, I'm gonna be late. Is that hard? Or do people get punished for that? I never got punished for that.
9:13. Instantly confronted by supervisor.
Supervisor. Jesus.
Why are you late? They don't care why. This is going...
Are you not friends with your supervisor? Because if you have a supervisor, you should be buddy, chummy with them because, you know, that's just easier.
on your report. Now you don't get a bonus.
America!
Mandatory team meeting that should have been an email.
Or yesterday's
Okay,
email.
So imagine this, okay? This is only getting to work, all right? We're not talking about the annoyances at work, your coworker who taps his desk a lot and it annoys you. Somebody who comes by and it's only 9:13 in the morning. And then so you drive home. So this is more minus money, more minus dollars. Like you are taking a time dilation of, in California, 3 hours.
The people who work... I don't understand people because this is real. People go work places that are like 2-hour drives. I even know one person that's a woman that does this. And the best part is she's not even getting paid well. She's like slightly above minimum wage, which is insane. Wow. And her commute is 2 hours there and 2 hours back. Does she even make money? Everything goes on gas. These people are insane.
Single day that you want to go to work. 3 hours times 5. That's 15. So you are taking 15 fucking hours. And also, if you want to fucking compare this to the price, it's more like 20 because of how much money it costs to get there and back.
What?
So you're taking 15 hours, 10 to 20 hours, let's say. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
10 to 20 hours just in logistics. No fucking wonder these people don't want to get rid of raid runbacks and having to summon people with a warlock and needing to rebuff. If they have to deal with this logistical bullshit, I guess the players do too, right? Holy shit. So yes.
None of that is a logistical issue, by the way.
People don't want to go to the office. That's it. Don't forget penis inspection day 2.
My favorite
They fired
day.
those guys, apparently.
Aww.
Intelligent breakdown. There's tons of people that may do this for these reasons. They don't know it. They just want to stay home because they can. Actually lazy. Well, I don't think that somebody is lazy for not wanting to go to work. If someone tells you, so here's an example, right? If somebody tells you, hey, you have to be here at this time because we want you to be here at this time.
Okay.
And you tell them, oh, I don't want to be there at that time. That's wasting my time. That's a waste of my time. I'd rather do something else. Are you lazy for that? Because
yeah.
you don't want to just give in to their demand on your...
Wait, I have... Bruh, you... Context? More context? I have no idea what the fuck.
Time. They want to put a -3 hours into your life every single day and you're lazy because you're telling them no? Absolutely fucking not. Like, there you go.
If someone's telling you to do something out of your work hour, you just say no.
I believe to work from home, you have to be very disciplined. I think that there are values that you get from working in a team environment with other people at an office. I have worked at an office before. I actually kind of enjoyed it. It was nice to go to work and see people and talk to them and spend lunch talking to them about like different stuff. It was good.
Oh, the hotties.
I didn't mind it at all. But there were also a lot of negatives, and I didn't have to spend 3 hours doing it. It's not for everybody. Yeah, it's not for everybody. It depends on the office, it depends on the job, and it depends on the context. Never had a real job.
Wait, no, it is for everyone. This is literally how our life works. If you want to make money, you gotta give something up. You know, it's not just gonna fall from a tree.
Fortunately, I have. I worked at the IRS for 2 tax seasons. I did. Like, yeah, I don't know really what you want me to say. I had to go to the work. I had to use my ID. I had to come in and they paid me and then I left. And I mean, bro, like if that's what do you mean by a real job? What is that?
That
Bro,
is a real job.
Here, let me give you an example of what a real job is. A real job is a job that you get paid for. That's what a real job is. Yep, it's that simple.
I agree.
Anybody trying to argue otherwise is coping with the fact that they're unhappy with their life, or they need to build themselves up more because they're insecure. The point that I'm making, we went completely off the fucking rails. The point that I'm making is that the people who want to work from home probably want to do it because it just saves time. It is a massive time waster to have to go to the office. Asking people to come into the office once a week, twice a week, we'll see what happens. But once a week, I think, is reasonable for a number of reasons. Sure.
Once a week is kind of stupid because then you just have a team meeting or some bullshit like that where you discuss the things that no one cares about in reality.
But 5 times a week, especially whenever you don't have to, absolutely fucking not. That's the point that I'm making.
To go into some big, dumb, boring office to just grind away in a cubicle. And so this new policy, this idea of forcing its employees to come in 3 days a week, for some people, it's become a little bit too much. The main person that we're gathering this information from is World of Warcraft's game producer, Adam Galaxgrov, who claims that despite Blizzard's best efforts, they've been losing employees left and right lately. In fact,
it's also because working at Blizzard sucks, because people, oh, I work at Blizzard. Oh, great. Did you steal any breast milk today? What about sexual harassment? Why is Bobby Kotick the CEO? So
No, that's not how it works. Bruh, you work at Blizzard? That's insane. Are they actually stealing breast milk? Yeah, let me tell you about the time that Jim stole the whole fridge with breast milk. It was wild. That's how it actually goes.
So did they actually fix that sexual harassment stuff, or does it still happen? So, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the reputation of the company is damaged in a very bad way. And a lot.
The company is actually kind of a little bit screwed in a serious way, because I predicted this. I predicted that there's going to be a lot of employees from Blizzard that leave. Because in a normal company, there's 2 groups of employees. The ones that care for some stupid reason because they don't care about themselves. And the people that don't care, okay? But in Blizzard, there was a third group. There was the frat boy culture, as they called it, a group of people who harassed everyone else. That means that they are at a completely end of a spectrum in one stance, and then now Blizzard is turning to the opposite end of the spectrum. They're already doing all of those blah blah. They're doing all the absolute completely far left things now. When they started the change, that was something that they already marketed. Oh, we're inclusive. Oh, we're doing this. Oh, we're doing that. They started doing all of that stuff. And the moment you start doing all of that garbage, the normal people who didn't care about the frat boy things are gonna maybe now leave because of it. Because that stuff is like, okay, either you're with them or you're not. There's like no in between there. So I think a lot of people are going to leave because of that. Because the work culture is just going to change to something that they cannot tolerate.
A lot of people, it's like, okay, so do I want to work for Blizzard and then have people tell me that I'm a sexual predator because somebody who worked at the company 10 years before I even got here did something bad? Or do I want to go work for Riot or another company that this doesn't happen with?
It happens at Riot a lot.
Why would anybody want to make that decision?
Isn't it technically kind of worse at Riot?
Oh, and Riot pays better.
He has gone as far to say that Blizzard is losing amazing talent because somebody in power is not listening to the game directors who make the products. He also added that Blizzard can't make better games like Dragonflight and so on if they end up losing everybody who's making these games and working on them.
That would make sense.
Internally, Blizzard is struggling to the point that they're creating crisis maps of when they cannot ship.
That's always good. You know, crisis maps.
That's interesting.
Oh, lovely.
About their products, even creating plans in advance, if I'm understanding things correctly, for when people ultimately hand in their notice and quit. Allison Steele, a senior game director for World of Warcraft, says that the whole forced to return to office stuff, it has cost Blizzard amazing people and will continue to cost them more in the coming months. Even going as far to say that this whole forced policy that Blizzard is implementing on their employees is ultimately a terrible, short-sighted, self-destructive policy that is only weakening their ability to deliver the kind of games that they want to make and what the players deserve. But
You see,
That's stupid, okay? Blizzard was already in a really bad position without this forced to return stuff. Like, okay, they now force people to return. So what? It's gonna get worse? It's already super bad. It doesn't matter if it gets a little bit worse. Maybe it solves something. I don't understand the people whose solutions in these sort of situations is, it's bad, so let's not do anything now. Let's just keep all the bad things as they are, and let's just trudge along.
like, here's really where it comes down to. Here's what it comes down to for me. All right? I don't really give a fuck about what's going on over at Blizzard headquarters.
Yeah, just give good games.
I buy their games. I play their games. That is my job as a consumer. That's my responsibility.
Right.
I buy and I play these games. And whenever I see Dragonflight getting constant updates, we see the first ever World of Warcraft roadmap. We see the guys from Diablo 4 actually responding and fixing the problems in the beta before the game even releases, doing multiple updates, communicating with the player base way more than they ever have. And this was all done under this remote work policy. And then I hear that this is...
That wasn't done under the remote work policy. That was just done under the switch on what they concentrate on. That has absolutely nothing to do with remote work policy.
Is going to change. I think to myself, I don't think that we need any changes. I think things are fine. Let's not rock the boat. Let's not change things at all. I'm perfectly happy where we're at. Let's just do this. That's what I think.
don't assume that this is just a World of Warcraft thing. It certainly has affected WoW a lot, but it's even leaking over into other games like the Call of Duty series. This is a little bit odd, I admit, because lately Blizzard has been pumping out more content.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
from what we can read, apparently Blizzard is claiming that they've had a higher retention rate behind closed doors, meaning that more people are coming into employment with Blizzard and sticking around and not just immediately leaving. But there seems to be a contradicting bit of information here. On one hand, spokespeople from Blizzard are saying everything's fine, but then you've got game directors and producers saying, nah, dude, we're losing employees. This sucks. Now, I'm not here to throw any opinions out there about remote work or in-office work, whatever. I'll let you guys talk about that in the comment section down below, what you think.
Yeah, I don't think you have to be a fucking genius to look at the way that Blizzard has made content in the last year and a half and say, hey, this is pretty good compared to what we had before. So...
if the game is complete garbage, if the company is complete garbage and absolutely down, I don't think it's really that much of an ask to make it slightly less shit, you know?
Whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Is good and most productive for a business. But I will say that for us who play Blizzard video games, whether it's World of Warcraft, Call of Duty, it doesn't matter. Although, yeah, Blizzard has been pumping out a lot of content lately, and a lot of that content has been pretty good, to be fair. The D4 beta was received relatively well.
Very well.
Dragonflight has been received well, so on and so forth. Hearing this information is very concerning for the future of the company.
Exactly.
My friends and I, when we were talking about this earlier today, the comment that seemed to come up frequently was the concern that maybe this little sudden surge of decent content from Blizzard is just going to be a short-lived thing. Maybe we're not.
Which is logical. I would logically assume that. Because people that aren't happy don't do good work. In general. Like how many, like in World of Warcraft, if your pet has the red sad face, Does it do more damage or less damage, guys?
Is that still a mechanic?
It does less damage. That's right. But if it has the green happy face, it's doing a lot of damage. Oh, wow. He's so happy. Look how much damage he's doing. See? It's even in their own games.
Going to see an expansion after Dragonflight that is going to hold up compared to how Dragonflight has done. Hopefully we don't get another Shadowlands, because goodness gracious, I don't think WoW will survive that. Diablo 4, Hearthstone, Call of Duty, whatever. If Blizzard is losing employees because they're making bad policy decisions in regards to how they deal with their employees, all of these games that we know and love could potentially be in danger. It is my hope, however, that this is going to be just a giant nothing burger, that maybe some people are leaving the company right now. Some people are fed up with the fact that they can't just do 100% work from home. They leave the company and maybe, just maybe, everything will return to normal. But I don't know. Work culture has changed a lot ever since the corona pandemic. Whereas before, maybe before the whole corona epidemic happened, people looked at the idea of remote work, just working from home, as being a luxury and something to be enjoyed in small doses, most of the work being, of course, in the studio, in the cubicle. Now, for many people, to my understanding, as limited as it is, this has kind of become the norm. But either way, unfortunately...
Oh, fun thing about this. When work from home started to take off a lot, a very hilarious thing actually happened there. So, some companies started to fire people who were not doing work, because when you're working from home, it's actually super simple to actually tell if you're actually working or not, you know? They can see your mouse where it's moving, they can tell all of that stuff. And it's easy to tell who is working and who is not. So, some companies were kind of in a very awkward position, where a lot of people did not do anything, but they couldn't fire everyone. So they tried to do some scare tactics. They fired some of the most useless people, so to scare other people and starting doing it, because you can't fire everyone instantaneously. That does not work.
We are here again. We are here again being worried about the future of Blizzard Entertainment. This time, thankfully, we're not having to deal with drama of harassment and abuse happening within the company. We unfortunately have to see the news articles saying that Blizzard Entertainment is struggling a little bit. Maybe not so much on our end in terms of the consumers, but internally with their employees, something is going wrong and something clearly needs to change. Now, guys, I
just fucking stop trying to rock the boat. Things are fine. The games are going fine. Why does anything need to change?
If you think your work colleagues are like some kind of magical extended family, you're setting yourself up for disaster sooner or later. Just remember that.
Why does anything need to change? Like, it's good. It's fine. Okay. All right, don't mess with it.
Know what the work culture is like way out in California, but hopefully the company can reach some sort of policy that pleases everybody. The employees that like to go into the office, they like to be surrounded by their fellow co-workers talking at the coffee machine, but also those people that like to do remote work, just work from home. Maybe they're a little introverted. They don't want to see people. They just want to hang out with their family. I mean, for myself, I hold the opinion that, as long as you get the job done, work from home, work in the office, just make sure you get the stuff done. My only concern would, of course, be communication, but as long as there is active communication between the person working at home and his team leader or something working in the office.
I think it's common sense. Asking somebody to come in once a week is not really a big deal. But like, you're talking about 3 days. This is minimum probably 10 hours, I would say, that they have to invest into this. Probably each week it's over $100 they have to spend on logistics getting to and from work. That's a lot.
That's not logistics! I can't. The moment the world understood this magical word called supply chain and logistics, oh my god, people are just using it absolutely willy-nilly. And hey, I'm not one of those people, because I have a degree in business logistics, okay? I can use those words. But going to your work and from your work is most of the time absolutely nothing even remotely close to logistics. It's just people have no idea what that word even means.
I'm not saying you should never have to go into work, but goddamn.
Office, I don't really see what the big deal is. I don't know why this whole 3-day thing is in place, but maybe there's some sort of productivity thing, argument that could be made about having people in the office for.
Oh, and by the way, should you study business logistics? Yes, it sounds cool, and most people have absolutely no clue what the hell that is, but should you work there? No, I have not worked a single day in logistics, and I never plan to. Because all of that work is literally goddamn slavery, okay? My friends who actually went and worked in business logistics or logistics in general, they're all pretty much indentured servitors at this moment in time. It's like their work days are sometimes 3 work days, one day off, 12-hour shifts. Yeah, the better money in the logistics, unless you're some kind of super big cheese boss, the more of a slave you are and the less time you have for yourself. I would not choose to do it no matter what.
Versus at home. I don't know. Maybe someone in the comment section can educate us. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this is just going to blow over and Blizzard is able to refresh their stock of talent
sure
and
that's
everything
what will
continues good and grand and dandy with our favorite games, but I guess we'll find out.
That
Yeah,
probably
I guess
will
we'll
happen.
Find out. I don't know, man. If you're working from home and on the clock and you fall down your stairs going to the restroom, would that be considered work comp case? I don't think so. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure also.
Why do you think 1 day requirement is necessary?
Oh, no, it would be. Because as long as you're on the clock, any injury, I think, is a work injury. Unless it's specifically stated it's not.
Well, it depends, right? And it depends on like what's happening. Like, for example, if you want to have people come in to like look at prototypes that are at like work computers, that you want to have everybody in the same room to look at them. I do think that there is a value in physical collaboration. I do think that that has a value. But at a certain point, you have to measure that value against everything else. So yeah, sure. Like, absolutely. But it's not it's not like you need to do it all the time.
Wild.
I don't know what to say, man. It is just crazy. Yeah, Team Lunch. Yeah, sure. Stuff like that is not a big deal. Depends on your job function. Of course it does. And like there's a million nuances and exceptions to this kind of stuff. Yeah. Just FYI, Riot Games has a return to office policy that predates Blizzard. Yeah, I'm sure they do, but the difference is that Riot isn't like, I think Riot pays better than Blizzard does, so people are more willing to deal with it. And also, didn't Greg
well, then go work for Riot, I guess. No, seriously, by the way, I'm not joking. Well, go work for a company that pays better. You can always do it, but people just don't want to do the hustle of switching jobs.
Street just leave the Riot MMO project? He left the entire company because he wanted to spend more time with his family, and this just happened to coincide around whenever they have to do return to work.
That
I don't
also
know, guys.
depends.
I find that to be quite a coincidence.
Like, let's be real. Okay, there are so many things that literally depend there a lot. Maybe the guy's rich and doesn't have to worry about money, and he just had a kid, for example. Who knows? There can be so many factors there of these things happening.
This is such first world problems? Oh, it absolutely is.
Good.
These people don't have to worry about fighting lions and then surviving. I guess this means their problems aren't real. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
True.
You know what is even less of a problem? You having a problem with it. Keep that in mind. I'll link you guys the video. This is a good Nixxiom video.
Damn.
I like it.
Is that it? Yep,
There you
probably
go.
it. Damn. Well, that was a hell of an experience. Interesting, interesting.